Gang, welcome back to another Level Up video slash podcast. Today we are going to get into the topic of when to bring in more success coaches, fulfillment coaches, a second coach basically. So we are going to get straight into that once I switch on my light. Good, we're good. So, one, very obviously, when you're at capacity and you're potentially actively turning away clients, I think that is like alarm bell. I'm gonna bring in a second coach. Okay, yeah, I think that if supply is low and demand is really high, then you're like, okay, I need to fulfill these leads or these potential customers, because otherwise I'm quite literally leaving money on the table. Okay. In terms of the second word of advice is, if your current clients aren't getting the best experience, so if you're spread too thin, so if you have too many clients in the business and you're spread too thin, like response times are slow, you start missing check-ins, which is actually very common when a coach has too many clients in the business. Basically, when retention starts to suffer, when churn rate gets a little bit higher, that's when to essentially look at system development, but also a second coach, okay, or a fulfillment coach. Because essentially you got to think that people are trying to pay for a result, and sometimes the thing is, yeah, but they want me. I'm the person they want. It's like, no, they want results way more than they want you, okay? So, yeah, really consider that. And then, third of all, if you're consistently stuck in delivery, okay? So once a client or once a coach, who is a client, is potentially reporting to me in like one-to-one check-ins that all on, like, I have no time to like market, I have no time to like make stuff like this, I have no time to post, I have no time to email, run ads, because I'm spending all my time in customer service. One, we look at two things. Can we automate? Can we delegate? Can we do both? Okay? And in this circumstance, we're talking about delegation. So can we get someone in place to fulfill some of the clients that you're currently working with, so you can then free up time for then you to go back into the business? So we have on the business and in the business. Right now we're in the business, we want to be on the business, okay? So can we basically have a second coach to basically take you from in to on? I might have misstepped there, but you kind of get you kind of get the gist, okay? But you have to have a consistent lead flow and also a community created, okay? I see far too many times that coaches bring in coaches way too early, and it's actually seemingly, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but like that Instagram post where you're like, I've got a new coach, I'm the fucking best. Which is cool for like one Instagram post, but then afterwards you spend your whole entire time trying to fill up the second coach. So yeah, you basically want a consistent lead flow. So when you're at capacity and you've got like a consistent flow of leads coming in, like I'd say between 10 to 15 sales calls every single week, and you're like shit in the bed because you're like, I can't deal with this anymore, that's probably when to bring it in. And then, so basically, don't try and impress your Instagram following. Bring in a second coach when you have a consistent lead flow and a consistent sales process. So like, this is what happens on the back end. So customer comes in, we have like an automated booking system, we have the sales call, we have an automated onboarding system. Like, it all should be like really slick. And if you've got all of that in place, but you're still like, shit, I'm like turning away customers here, yeah, second coach. I would say, as a rough ballpark figure, I would actually say you'd probably want to be earning between 7,000 to 10,000 a month ish, probably more than that. Okay, so far too many coaches try to bring a coach in at like the 3 to 5 grand mark, and they try to do this because they're like trying to do everything themselves, as in like they want someone to come in and like email market, they want someone to come in and like take workload off them. And they think by getting a second coach, oh, I'm going to get more clients off this guy because this guy has like another segue to the business. So I'm going to be marketing the business, this guy's going to be marketing the business, and we're both going to be growing the business. Doesn't happen, doesn't work like that. Okay, you need to be the one that consistently supplies leads. Also, if you're looking to like for someone to like take workload off, I would not get a second coach. I would get like someone in place, like an ad specialist or a graphic designer, someone who like edits reels, someone who writes emails for you and captions and stuff like that. That's the thing that I would look at like 3 to 5, not a second coach. Okay, so yeah, but knowing when to bring in a second coach is really really hard. But my general rule of thumb is when you're at capacity, you're turning away clients. You have a consistent lead flow and a consistent like sales process, and you have a community created, so people fucking love you basically. Clients aren't getting the best experience, so you're feeling that like client delivery is pretty piss poor. You're spending your entire time in service, so even though you're spending your whole entire time in service, the fucking service delivery is like slipping. Okay, so you would take yourself from being in the business to on the business, and then probably like 7 to 10,000 a month in revenue. Again, don't do it to impress your Instagram following. That's like the worst thing you can do in the whole entire world.